It is the final day of the NBA season before the All-Star break, so you need to make sure you're not rostering a dude who's starting vacation early. Like Jesse Cofield is always on vacation, but these three guys are not. DraftKings contributors Garion, Thorne, Matt Meiselman, and Nick Fryer. Before we price check, though, dudes, let's talk about Anthony Davis, like Mr. Glass here. The Lakers' big man, he left last night's win over Utah after suffering an ankle injury, x-rays negative, so that's good. So just a bad sprain we're talking about. Nothing new. AD has been in and out of the lineup so much during his LA career, but if he misses a significant amount of time, what impact do you think this will have from a DFS or sportsbook perspective with this Lakers team that's really struggling to put it together down the stretch, Garion?
Yeah, well, they don't have that much power forward depth, if we're just being honest. This will probably just result in the Lakers' plan A for any contingency, which is make LeBron do it. And it's probably what's going to happen. LeBron's going to see his usage go up. I don't know if we could really see him play any more minutes than he's currently playing, but the fear here would be that this leads to essentially the exact scenario we saw play out the last time Anthony Davis missed an extended period of time for the Lakers, which is it forces LeBron to do more and then LeBron gets hurt. It's sort of a perpetuating cycle. This is just going to mean more on the plate of LeBron James and probably Russell Westbrook, for as much as Frank Vogel might not want that to happen. I mean, that's sort of what happens in these three-star systems. If you lose one star, the other two stars have to take on more.
All right, Nick, they're currently the 9 seed in the Western Conference. Like if AD misses a little bit of time or continues going in and out of the lineup, LeBron, we know how banged up he's been. He says, I can't put this team on my shoulders by myself, even though he built this team. Could there be a threat? How big of a threat is it that they're going to miss the playoffs?
I think it's a pretty sizable threat, even if AD was in the lineup, because look at where they are in the standings right now, Emerson. I don't have any confidence in this Lakers team, and I'd be lying if I'm saying I'm not enjoying it a little bit. But if we look at it from a DFS side, Garen hit on it a little bit. LeBron becomes every single night one of the best high-priced options every single night. I'm not going and backing him this season, but this now when AD's not in, he was outstanding. And then if you look at it from a sportsbook side too, his triple doubles are going to be in play quite a bit more too. He had a few when Anthony Davis was out, so I'd be looking into those on a night-to-night basis. Obviously, he's not going to do it every single night, but still something to take a look at. And if not, you can look at his points plus assists and plus rebounds totals too. And Russell Westbrook too, I know Gary hit on a little bit. He becomes more viable. I still don't like him a whole lot more. There is value to be had on this team, but I think the biggest thing is LeBron is going to become one of the better high-priced options on a night-to-night basis.
Yeah, he's going to have to be moved to the 5 now once again, which he's been pretty good at in Davis's absence, Matt. Also, I'm looking at the Tinseltown franchise here, one of the toughest schedules left in the NBA. Lakers 10-11 without Davis this season, still 4 games under 500 right now.
Yeah, so I agree with these guys in terms of DFS, where the impact is really just LeBron. Like, Dwight Howard's not going to play enough where we're going to be talking about him every day or anything like that. This is really more about LeBron than anything. From a sportsbook perspective, I actually don't know that if we're talking about futures odds, that this is going to matter that much. If LeBron gets hurt too, having to take on a larger load, then yes, then that will obviously matter. But my assumption has been the Lakers are going to be the 9 or the 10 seed regardless. If they win 32 games or 37 games or maybe even 39 games, like anywhere in that range, that most likely winds up as them being in the bottom half of the play-in. So we could get the disaster scenario where LeBron gets hurt too and the Lakers miss the play-in entirely, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think without Davis, the Lakers are going to be a slightly below 500 team going forward. They're going to wind up as the 9 or the 10 seed, and I think that's where they were going to end up anyway. So as long as LeBron can stay healthy and Davis can come back for the playoffs, I think the Lakers still should be okay with a chance to win 2 play-in games and get into the real playoffs.